Hello everyone and welcome to my presentation. This presentation is going to be a little bit different from the previous ones because this is not an automation that I created myself. And I'm also not the person that had this automation idea. All the tribute goes to one of the first citizen developer I had in my program because I'm leading a citizen developer program for the healthcare company Roche. So before I show you the automation and the use case, I need to give you a little bit of context. So Roche is a healthcare company, so they manufacture some drugs. And you all know since the COVID-19 that some of the drugs needs to be kept on a very low temperature in order to remain effective. So when you ship these boxes from warehouses to the hospitals, you need to put them in what we call refrigerated medical boxes. These boxes, they have some specificities. They have a very high environmental footprint because they are made of very special raw materials. And the second thing which is interesting is that these boxes can be reused up to 10 times. The reality at the hospitals is different. You know, people working there, they're really busy and they don't really have the time to send back these boxes to the warehouses. So what they do is to put them in the trash. I don't know what's the situation in your countries, but at least in France, you know, the hospital, they do not have the money, they're understaffed, and people working there, they don't really have the time to do that. They need to focus first on the patients. So there was a gap here. There was a potential that the citizen developer knew because he was working in this field in the past. So there was no process, nothing existing. And actually what the citizen developer was able to do is to create a process to ship back those boxes using UiPath Studio X, which is the tool for the citizen developers. So here on the left side, you will see the process that was put in place by the citizen developer and automated by himself. And on the right side, the impact. I will just start with the process because the process is super easy to understand. There are only 4 steps, no exceptions. Everything is straightforward. It's just a dream process for the professional developers as well. Everything starts with the G form. The employee in a hospital would be able to submit what we call a pick up my box request. And then the output of the G form would be a G sheet. So every time someone submits a request to have a transport company shipping back the boxes, it goes in a G sheet. And the G sheet is, of course, the perfect input for an automation to start. So the bot would go on the G sheet, it would read the new requests that were submitted, then it would go to DHL website. DHL is a logistics company, and then it will submit on DHL website a shipment request, and then it will go back to the G sheet and update the G sheet, for example, by saying that the shipment request has been submitted. If you look at the impact, it's already huge because we had more than 10,000 boxes that was sent back to the warehouses, and then that could be reused to ship back new drugs. And also every single box has a cost. It's about 10 euros per box. So the savings also is really important if you look at the money part. What is also interesting for me is that to see that this automation was created by a citizen developer in only 2 days. So in only 2 days, a citizen developer can build a bot that has a strong impact. And when I started this program, I thought about some use cases that citizen developers could build, but I couldn't imagine that there was one that would come up with such an idea and build an automation with such an impact. And of course, the impact on the environment is massive because we are able to reuse these boxes, and we just need to ship them back, and so we can reuse them. So the impact on the environment is really, really high with this automation. So I'm going to show you how the bot works. It's really easy to understand. I have a very short video for that. And what you can see already on the screen is the input G sheet. So every time you submit a request, you get a new row on the G sheet. So the bot will go on the G sheet and then will go read every single row and then go to the DHL website. On every request, you have some information. You have the number of boxes, you have the name of the hospital, you have the address of the hospital. And also you have just one column to keep track of what the bot is doing. So the bot is going to indicate that he has processed the request. So I'm going to start the bot, and so you will see it working. There is nothing spectacular. Don't be, you'll see it's really easy. As you can see here, it's Studio X. So here you have seen quickly Studio X, which is the interface where citizen developers can build automation. So it's really easy to use. Everyone can do it. And the citizen developer that built this automation had no technical background at all. And here you see the bot. So the bot was able to read the row on G sheet on the background. And now it goes on the DHL website. And the bot is going to fill in all the mandatory fields exactly the same way a human would do. So it's, for example, going to write down the address of the hospital, where the boxes are, and then it's going to write down the destination of these boxes. So here we have something which is not going to change. The destination is always going to be the same because the warehouse is located in Germany. So all the boxes in France are going to be shipped back to Germany. And here you see the bot filling in just information about the hospital. So exactly as a human would do, I think a little bit faster. And here the bot is working on the desktop of the citizen developer, but some of you already know that there are different ways to do that. So we can also use, for example, picture-in-picture mode so that the bot works on a different session, and then the citizen developer can also do something else at the same time. So here you see the bot filling all the information that were provided by the employee at the hospital when he submitted the G form. If you think about the process, and if you also remember the two previous presentations, you would maybe see something that can be improved in this automation. There are two things actually that could be improved. First, we use a G form as an input. We could use an app instead of a G form because, you know, people in the hospitals, they're always on the phone. They work a lot in the hospitals because they are very big buildings. So if we want to make their life a little bit easier, they could use an app. And UiPath apps, for example, provide a solution for that. And you can also connect it directly to the automation. So this is an improvement that we are considering at the moment. And the second improvement that we could also use is to put all of this on Studio Web, because on Studio Web, you have these event-based trigger, so the bot will start automatically every time there is a new row added to the G sheet. So there is still some potential as well to make this automation better for the hospitals, the people working there, and of course for the environment as well. So I just wanted to share with you some key takeaways on this automation. I think it's really also very close to what Eric presented at the beginning around the 5 C's, 5 E's. Here, I'm not presenting automation that saves some time. Basically, there was no process before. So it's a new automation that was created thanks to a citizen developer. And here, the impact is not on time savings or saving some money. We do save some money, of course, but we have a huge impact on the environment. And that was really important on this automation. The second takeaway, key takeaway for me, is that citizen developers, basically everyone in the company can have a strong impact if they have the opportunity to build an automation. So it means that if you empower your employees with Studio X, with a license, they will come up to you with some automation ideas, and they may build automation that have a strong impact. Because, you know, there are people that are doing the task, they are doing the job, they know what can be improved on their processes, they know where are the gaps. You just need to give them the means, and they will come up with innovative ideas. So very often when I talk to companies, they have a top-down approach, they want to find innovative ideas, but just start with a bottom-up approach, and you will see you will get ideas like that I wouldn't imagine would be possible before. So, and the last thing, of course, is the impact. I mean, everyone can be automation, everyone can have an impact. You just need to be creative. You need to trust your employees because they want to improve things. They are also really concerned about the environmental footprint, especially the young generation. So if you just give them the means, again, they will be in a position to create automation with such an impact like this one. So thanks a lot. And I think we still have some time for questions.
Thank you very much, Sylvain. I see a lot of people are impressed by this, by how simple, like lacking complexity and impactful this solution is. And yes, it's the first example we have today of a citizen developer project, and it really shows like the impact of a citizen developer program inside an organization. As Emira says, quick win automation. Yeah, it's true. It's a quick win automation. And it's impressive that, yes, this was not a process before it was automated. So it was an automated boring process. It's really interesting. Let's see who wants to ask Sylvain any questions.